Hello everyone, hope you are having a great day. Welcome back to Night Cameo Plays. Today we are playing a new game, GRID Autosport. Well, it's not a new game for me. I bought this game a year ago, played it for a few weeks and uninstalled it because I found it incredibly difficult to control the cars back then. I played with tilt controls and even a little bit of movement in my device upset the car and ended up spinning. It was undrivable, so I got frustrated and installed it. Few days back when I started uploading YouTube again, I thought why not give the game another chance. So I downloaded it, tweaked a few tilt settings, and it's much better now. It's still very sensitive, but it's drivable. We can work with that. As you can see, I started a new career in endurance series. For those of you who doesn't know, endurance series have quite long races. 24 hours Le Mans is the endurance race, for example. In this game, it's the only series that has stairway, so that's a good thing, adding a little bit of detail and difficulty to the game, but not for me as I didn't know this till I finished my race and looked back at the footage. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have pit stops, even though there's stairway. Coming to the race, I went with GRID Autosport as my sponsors. Why? Because livery looks cool, I guess, and also they gave a bit more bucks than the other sponsors, but also demand more difficult targets objective to achieve during these series. Here we are at Hockenheim Ring Short Circuit for our first race. It's not the GP circuit, but a short version of that. There will be a free practice session of 10 minutes, followed by a 3-lap quali, and finally we'll be going for the 24-minute long race. Here we go for the free practice session. It's all about getting used to the car, getting to know the track, breaking points of the car, and everything. We kick off the practice session with a cute little spin at turn 1, of course. Even when I'm all alone on the track, there's turn 1 carnage. Approaching turn 2, we brake at the 100-meter board and take the corner pretty well, I would say. And going towards turn 4, we lift a little bit to avoid going wide before the long parabolic curve. You can call it a straight, but it's more of a curve. We hit 240 kilometers per hour on the parabolica before braking at 200 meters board for turn 5 and 6. The actual braking point is around 160-170 meters ish, but I tend to miss the braking points quite a lot in this game. We brake just at the 50-meter board for the Mercedes Tribune and overshoot it just a little. And exiting the Mercedes Tribune, you have got to be at the right amount of acceleration and speed, or else it's very easy to run wide on this part of the track. Coming towards the Sachs curve, we tag our rival Jan Klein, and he returns the favor by tagging us again in the rear, and we come across our penultimate corner and towards the final corner of the race, and onto the pit straight we finish the lap. Well, we meet our cute friend again, spin, and he shows us into the barrier. I was going to say not a bad lap by any means, considering I'm still trying to learn how to drive properly in this game, but I guess I have to try harder and try not to meet our friend again. In the 3-lap quali, stewards will be considering our best lap time, and depending on that, we'll be starting on the grid on the race day or night in this case. Quali is not that important in this race, or at least for me, because I am playing a tricky difficulty. That is the easiest difficulty level there is in the game. Even if I qualify last, due to the duration of these races, I can overtake everyone and win the race. That is, if I don't meet a not so cute friend again. That is the one thing I want to try in this series, is slowly improve my driving skills and gradually increase the AI difficulty level. And I finally want to adopt manual transmission. Manual transmission was the sole reason I bought this game in the first place, but the game made driving so difficult with the manual transmission that I got frustrated and deleted the game. But when I reinstalled it, I realized so many good things about this game. Its physics engine, graphics, and everything. Now, Real Racing 3 seem not so real anymore. For years, there was no competitor for Real Racing 3, and still there isn't if you consider the Grid is a paid game. Even though RR3 is free, you have to spend real money to complete most of the higher class events. But you can still play in the lower classes, and there's a lot of them. You can complete the entire GRID Autosport, on the other hand, without spending a single dime, except from the initial price of the game, which is around 900 rupees, which is relatively cheap if you consider this game's quality. People are buying PUBG Royale passes for 800 rupees. Coming back to the quali, we set our lap time in lap 1 at 1 minute 26 second 26.77 seconds. Not a time to be proud of. So we are here on lap 3 trying to improve on our lap time. We are here on the parabolic curve. We improve our first sector time by 0.17 seconds. This is a very tricky corner, turn 5 and 6, the double apex corner, and running towards the Mercedes Tribune as I stumble upon my words to speak. Here, this is a very tricky part of the track. This astroturf sucks you into the grass. It is very easy to go wide there, as I told you before. We are again on the sax curve. We break around 70-80 meters, and we take perfectly. What a perfect corner! We take the sax curve perfectly, and running towards penultimate corner and the last corner to depart two wheels on the grass and two on the curb, and we finish our lap and improve by 1.3 seconds. Actually, we improve our lap time. On pole we would be on pole with a lap 1 time, but we improve on it. That's well and good, and we are on the pole position for this race.
Let's start as we mean to go on and get a result here.
Let's get started with the race. Our rival is Jan Klein, and our teammate is around 15th on the grid. Yes, exactly 15th on the grid, and our rival is 14th, and we are on the pole position. It's a very good position to be on and to achieve the targets. This is the thing that I dislike about this game. This game randomly just turns on gyro for no reason, and we have to go turn it off and come back to the race, and till we come back this happens. I go from pole position to 5th and shown into the grass by the pack hunting down us. Usually the cars which are behind around the positions of 6th, 7th and below that, they usually go very slow and usually take you down for no reason. This is also a very good game mechanic physics in this game, but AI fights among themselves. AI cars fight among themselves and even defend the positions by going to the inside of the racing line when needed. Uh, Unlike the real racing, the cars go the cars utilize the whole width of the track in GRID Autosport. We make our way back to the first place and come across some back markers. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock to finish the race, and we came across some back markers. And among the back markers is this guy, our rival Jan Klein. He is so aggressive. He's so aggressive with us. He first pushes us from the exit and now into the gravel, into the barrier. What a coward, bro. The AI is the AI is so advanced that the rivals are a bit more aggressive towards you. And even me myself, I cannot drive properly. As you can see on the right hand side bottom of the screen, the tire wear is too much. The rear tires have died. They are dead. And while I finished the race, the left tire was on 10%. 10%, bro. But fortunately, we take the win. We are on first place, and our teammate is 16th last. And thanks to him, we placed third on the team standings, and on the overall driver standings, I'm at first position. Yeah, our next race in this series is at Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch GP circuit is a very tricky circuit, I would say. All the corners are medium to high speed corners except that one hairpin, and it's really tricky.
This guy and
You
make
end
sure
up
no one can take
spinning,
you
toppling
down.
over due to the gravel traps. It's very difficult to drive around Brands Hatch. I even after 10 minutes practice and qualifying, I still ended up spinning a lot more times on this track. As you can see in the free practice, at turn 1 we directly go into the gravel trap. It's not a straight braking point. You have to turn while braking. That's very difficult.
All right, Mohammed. You're currently first in the driver standings. You don't want to lose that position. Get ahead of this guy and you'll extend that gap.
Welcome to Brand.
So we are at the main race event around the Brands Hatch. We completed the free practice and qualified with the pole position for this race. As we come across the start line and start our race, and around the first corner, the second guy, Nathan McCain, just shoves his car inside and pushes me wide. Because of him, I lose a couple of positions, and I'm in third now. It's good because it adds a little bit of challenge to overtake these cars back again. So it adds a little bit of interest and difficulty to the game, but not so much as I overtake the second place car, uh, Aaron Wesley, and I'm in first again. In around two corners, I overtake two cars. So I think I need to level up the difficulty now. As I say this, we come across the long right-hander, and around this corner, this is a very tricky corner, boss. I ended up in the gravel trap and in 8th position, 8th, momentarily in ninth, but thanks to my car, it's very fast in a straight line when compared to the other AI cars. So I overtake the ninth place and 8th place car on the pit straight, and I'm on to the front pack again.
Looks like a touch of aggression on the track.
You've set the fastest lap this race.
We have a fantastic lap, and we are back into the first position. And after a couple of laps, around 12 minutes left on the clock, this weird thing happens. Whenever our race engineer speaks, we end up in the gravel. Yes, that's right. We are in the gravel again, and whenever he speaks, he just disturbs us into when we are going into turn one, and we end up in gravel. And on the next lap, exactly after this lap, next lap, we are again on the pit straight. He speaks again, and we are in the gravel again. Fortunately, we don't lose positions uh, these two times, but it put the second and third positions cars are right back onto us. And the very next lap, they got a chance to overtake me when we are taking the last corner and on the pit straight, and our race engineer speaks again, and you guessed it, we are in the grabber, and hard this time, we hit hard the barrier, and we are third. So let's catch up to Aaron Wesley to get back into the second position. and then we can work on to getting back to the first position. So let's catch up to Aaron Wesley. We are on to the back of Aaron Wesley, and we send it up into the inside of his car, and we are into the second position. We overshoot our braking point by quite a bit, but we managed to secure our second position, and we are trying to get back into the first position now. Let's get Nathan McCain.
We're looking good to hit our target in this position. We're in a good position to hit the target. We're currently on target for this race. Don't take too many risks.
Instead of getting back our first place, we are back into third. We ended up losing our second place to Aaron Wesley, and we are chasing Aaron again. And I don't think so we can catch up to Aaron now. He's too far away, and even if he catch up, I don't think I have enough time to overtake him. Around this corner, I tried to overtake him, but the time was not enough. I just by half of car length, I was third. So guys, I leave you with that. If you have any suggestions as to how I can improve my driving, or what kind of videos do you want the long videos or short videos of only one race or free practice or any one of the sessions, or you want these kind of videos, long videos of comprising of 2 races, just comment in the comment section and subscribe. Don't forget to like and share the video. We'll meet again. Goodbye.
If you feel like I do right now.